get up, I gotta get going, I'm gonna see a friend of mine.
Well, that's right. I have nowhere to go, no one to see, nothing to do.
This was a dream situation for a lot of people. Instead of forcing yourself to get out of bed and get ready as fast as possible and head to work, school, an appointment, so many of us just got to lay in bed as long as we want, avoid all responsibilities after getting up, and just taking it slow and easy. I can also imagine this got pretty old for most people within a short period of time. Of course, everybody is different, but if you're anything like me, maybe some of your mornings tend to go like this. You wake up with no alarm, realize how late you've slept in, and already feelings of guilt and anxiety creep in. It's a paradox of, oh my god, I'm wasting my day away, as well as, oh my god, I have nothing to do after I get up. The negative emotions start to swirl, so you need some stimulation to hopefully distract yourself and maybe give you some happiness before rising. Out comes the phone, scrolling endlessly through social media, watching YouTube videos, watching other videos. Time passes, and somehow you're not much better off. For me, I'm usually worse. Finally, the only thing that gets me out of bed is a mix of guilt and restlessness, but not that energy and stimulation I was trying to get. By this point, I've set myself up for feeling depressed and anxious. My morning is empty. I could do anything in the world right now, but why do I feel like doing nothing at all? Our brains don't like big existential questions, so mine at least tends to once again gravitate towards low-maintenance tasks and easy distractions. I feel so cut off from even the thoughts of getting dressed or having breakfast. At my worst, my ass would go straight from my bed to the couch, where I'd continue this knee-jerk reaction of continuing to scroll through social media, waiting for something to ground me or an outside motivating factor to get me to do something else, which almost never come. I thought I had finally gotten over this by the time I graduated, gotten a regular 9-to-5 job that got me up in the morning and going immediately into my day without that emptiness that I would feel in the mornings. That is until I got switched to working evenings at my current job. That was about 2 years ago, and I am still on that schedule to this day. When all of that depression came back to me, I knew something needed to change, especially knowing this was going to be my life schedule from now on. Last summer, I really took charge of transforming my mornings. I started by asking myself what's not working about my current situation, then what it is that I could do that is completely in my control that could bring meaning, comfort, and structure to my mornings. I want to jump ahead and talk about what this intention has evolved into, and then go back and kind of talk about what it really took for me to get there. First thing that had to change, I actually started going to bed in a routine block of time. This being the alternative to getting home at midnight, saying, meh, I don't have anywhere to be tomorrow morning, and setting no limits on video games or TV or anything. I've noticed that a routine sleep schedule is actually really important to a routine morning. I try to wake up at the same time every day. When I do, I really try to limit the amount of time I spend on my phone. It helps bring awareness to my older bad habits of aimlessly browsing, telling myself that I'm not going to get up until this brings me happiness or energy or stimulation or whatever it was. I set clear boundaries, like committing to only one app, as well as a 15-minute time limit, more or less. Once I get up, I follow through with what has become my morning routine. After using the bathroom, the first thing I like to do is make a good breakfast. Instead of just going for the simplest option like I've done in the past, since I have the time, I actually try to make pretty involved breakfasts. One of my favorites is some form of eggs and potatoes. This, however, can take me anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes and use a bunch of dishes. When I don't feel like committing myself to all that, I'll go for something a little simpler. This could look like a bagel with cream cheese and cucumbers and a bowl of fruit, or something along those lines. But no matter what, the one thing that will always be a part of my breakfast and morning ritual is coffee. Personally, making breakfasts like these give me a number of things. One, they're some of my favorite foods. I look forward to eating them before getting out of bed. Not only that, but it's healthy food for my body too, which also makes me feel good. Also, it already gives me a sense of reward in my day. I feel accomplished by getting to indulge in something delicious I made, unless I burnt it. And maybe most importantly, these tasks get my body and mind moving. Little actions like chopping a vegetable, cracking an egg, cutting a bagel, and stirring the pan. For my body, these simple little actions help build energy in me. For my mind, it forces me to stay in the moment and concentrate on a project. Once breakfast has been made, I usually bring it over to my chair, turn on the TV, and watch a show I've been into, such as, stay with me on this, Rick Steves' Europe.
The people here claim if you stand on a chair, you can see all across their country.
I f***ing love Rick Steves' Europe. Alternatively, since it's getting nicer out, I often bring my food out to the porch along with a book. It's a little hard to eat and read though, so sometimes it would often just be me sitting in silence on my porch, enjoying the weather, and then picking up my book while drinking my coffee. Typically, in either scenario, this is when I'm feeling pretty good, comforted by the yummy food and a good show or a book, as well as rewarded by my cooking. I'm focused on things that have brought me joy, meaning, and accomplishment. Also, you may have noticed that I'm still in my pajamas for most of this. I don't usually immediately get dressed or shower before I start my routine, but I never like to wait too long before I do that, except on mornings where I'm filming B-roll for a video about mornings. Usually it'll be after I'm done with my show or book. It helps me feel complete before the rest of my day, while still allowing some of that immediate comfort to be felt in the morning. But the final part of all of this is consistency. When enough of these mornings are meaningful in the moment, they've ingrained as good memories and something I have to look forward to. At least for me, what's been getting me out of bed since I started these rituals is just wanting that feeling of peace I know mornings have begun to bring me now. So let's rewind for a second. On mornings where I didn't have that routine fully formed yet and I fell victim to the patterns I was trying to change, I still knew that I wanted to devise strategies to at least get me out of the pit of despair.
The pit of despair.
One of them was pretending that I'd have to go to work. I'd get up and perform my whole routine that I was already familiar with, including bathroom, breakfast, and getting dressed. And once I did all that, I know this sounds kind of silly, but I'd pretend that I was just told I didn't have to come into work that morning. I know if I was put in that scenario for real, it would fill me more with excitement, and all these ideas might start flooding in with how I'd spend my time. And then I just focus on those things. And on the really bad mornings, like if I just got up from my bed only to find myself on the couch again, I'd quite simply go back to my bed and try getting up again. Maybe I'd lay there for a few more minutes, but this time completely cut myself off from my phone. From there, another attempt at getting up and having a structured morning. I found I was more likely to be where I wanted to be in the morning after a soft reset rather than trying to pull myself out of this pit of despair.
The pit of despair.
Now, I do want to say, unsurprisingly, everyone is different. If you're somebody who thrives on getting to sleep in as late as you want, just wake up, take it easy and comfortable, getting out of bed whenever you want, if those are your habits and you're really getting something out of that comfort that brings you, please keep doing them. The point is though, if you know a certain pattern of habits is doing more harm than good, especially those that you use to start your day, you can take control of them. With time and effort, I think we'll all find that it's not so much what habits your morning routine involves, but the feeling of control, intention, and meaning behind them that leads to a good morning.